Boys and girls, for our very last day here at Camp Time Travel, I wanted you to experience what it was like for kids in colonial times where they had to make all of their own toys. You have been sewing this week. All those kids, for a doll or for something to play with, they would have sewn it out of extra fabric or things that they had. But a lot of times there was extra wood from all the different things that they made out of wood that they could make a toy. And so this is what we would have called a top. I don't know if you've been able to make them before, but you basically just take this part, you set it up straight up and down, and then you spin it. At first, when you try it, it may not go very well and it might just stop. But the more you practice with it, the more you might be able to get it go faster and faster and faster. In fact, today when you're finished, I'd love it if you guys could just time yourselves and see how long you can get your top to go. Now, when we look at this example here, you can see that these kids really took their time in making some really cool examples. And so for today, I have colored markers for you, but I also have paint markers. So first I'm going to show you on your top. You're first going to be starting off with this part. Later on, I'm going to let you hammer in this part. So when you see this, it's very easy that you could be like, and be done. But no. No one's going to be hammering unless they can show us that they have a beautiful design that they were very careful in making. So let me just zoom in here a little bit. When you do your design, you might first want to decide maybe where your sections are. So right here on the top, I can kind of go like this and then be like, okay, then I think I'm going to do this. If you just go ahead and start drawing all over this thing, it may not look that good, but I want for you to just take your time and to maybe get your sections out. So I'm just doing something like this. And then I'm going to be wrapping it all the way around. Now, the cool thing about a top is that as it spins, a lot of times you can get the colors to look kind of interesting. Sometimes they blend together. Sometimes they make it, I don't know, just starts to make it look really cool. That's what's going to be fun and exciting about you working with yours today. So I just did that. And now, even just looking here at some of these examples, maybe I'll do something like that, or maybe I'll just do like a circle here. So I'm going to go ahead and build my design. This is actually what we call radial symmetry, meaning that if you took this and you sliced it up almost like a pie or like a piece of pizza, that each slice would be the same. So right now I've got all these different slices with that. So now I might decide that I'm going to go to a different color. Sometimes these really darker colors on the wood, you can't see them very well. Let me just try it here. Oh, that's cool. But do you see how it's kind of hard to see that it's blue? I might, well, now that I did that, I got to finish it. So I'm going to just go around here. So what I'm doing now is I'm just working my way around because I want to make sure that it's going to be symmetrical. So even though I'm not wild how that color looked, I'm going in. I'm starting to choose colors that are a little bit lighter. So like this green looks kind of nice in there. The orange really pops on there. So I'm just going around the side, and we might even have some bigger markers for you instead of just the fine ones. But you're just trying to get some colors on there. We don't have tons and tons of time today. I kind of like how I'm doing that right on the top, and here I'm just going into the groove actually and coloring it in there as well. So, oh, now I'm even coloring some more. Let's see what I'm about to do next. Now, if you decide that you're going to use a paint pen, the way that these work is that they have a tip here. Now, if these need to be shaken, if you shake them with the cap off, this is going to come flying out. So you're going to shake it with the lid on. And when you do at first, look at me shaking there, you might not feel this little ball that's inside of there to shake it up. But when you feel it loosen up, you're going to be ready to go. On the table, you have permission to push down once to see if the ink is coming out correctly. Okay? If it's coming out correctly, then you're going to be able to come over here and put it on your wood. So do you see how this is like paint. Do you see how awesome that looks like that? So I could even come here and maybe go around this. So it's like just paint, but it's with a marker here. And it's going to, instead of getting the ink getting absorbed into the wood, all this does is it sits on top of the wood. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to continue working with this paint pen. These paint pens are not cheap. I kind of have to save my money for you to be able to use them. So make sure that when you're finished with the paint pen that you cap it. Now, because I have that yellow here, I think I might do like some dots here on that side. So I just have to be a little bit careful not to go back over what I did before. And then now I'm just taking a few other colors. That one, the tip didn't turn out as nice, but I went with it. Even on mine, do you guys see how my coloring is not perfect? It's okay. You're just kind of getting some color on there, because later on when you actually see my finished top and when I get to spin it, you're going to see that even if it's not colored in perfectly, because of course no one can be perfect, it's still going to look really cool. Here I'm taking a little bit of white marker and adding some little dots on there. And I'm almost getting to the point where I'm going to get to put the little top part on there. Here I'm even going back and just kind of fine tuning with my marker. And now I'm ready to go. Now when you're finished, I want you to get one of these pegs. And your teachers will have already put your name tag on it. Now, obviously, my name is not orange. I'm just showing you as an example. So when they say that it's time for you to take your thing and to hammer in the spoke, I want you to come back here, and there are going to be these hammers that look like this. And all across this back table, there's going to be places where there's a circle like this. What I want you to do is put it on top of the circle. And then I want you to put this right into that hole. Do you see that? You're going to line it up, and then you're going to do it like this. If you flip it over and it looks like this, that means that you didn't go over this part. You're going to line it back up, and then you're going to tap it in. If you turn it and it looks like that, you did it just right, and you are ready to use your top. I'm loving how it's looking with all those colors doing that. I even like how my name tag looks on there. So my top is just spinning around, spinning around. And of course, when you get it home, you can take your sticker off of it. But it'll be really fun for you to try it. So that's what I want you to make right now. Have fun.